All right. So, we were to finish traveling the hinterlands, I believe.
Ah, yes, the hinterland. What's going on top?
Wrong map.
Yes, the hill up east from the hinterland. I'm not sure what we're looking for there.
Yeah. I went downhill and got into that boss fight. Cool. Up east, I guess, would be going up that way.
So many flowers. So beautiful.
So those big boys were one and done. Let's see what's going on up here.
Some fortifications.
This is still Shadowkeep.
Gotta peek at the cliff sides and see if there's like a secret cave or whatever.
Yeah. So that's looking at Finger Manor. Shaman Village.
Huh?
Shamans were stuffed in the meat pots to ravioli.
Yeah. We didn't come here, did we?
No. Music? Harp? It's beautiful over here.
Pretty.
Minor Erdtree.
What? Was that an incantation?
Continuously heals allies in the area.
70 faith, yeah, right. Secret incantation of Queen Marika. Only the kindness of gold without order creates a small illusory Erdtree that continuously restores the HP of nearby allies. Marika bathed the village of her home in gold, knowing full well that there was no one to heal.
Interesting. So the village she came from as a Newman has no survivors left in it. Secret incantation.
Were they all stuffed in pots?
Who knows what happened? But we certainly found it. Well, hold on. We know that shamans were stuffed in pots. But we found this in a shaman village. So yeah, there might be a connection between, but she's a Newman was her
Or they're Newman shaman or
her
whatever.
classification. Interesting, and there's music playing. There's a little minor Erdtree. Little tree that could.
It's not very shiny.
70 faith, huh?
Forget about it. Huh.
Well, we'll see. That flapping was loud. I almost want to, like, hit a gesture.
Oh, mother. Very respectful. Are these doors?
I wonder if, like, that tree is giving off the spell. And it has a passive heal on it. Yeah, these flapping birds, these doves, are unique. These are not the normal birds that fly away.
Oh yeah, they're that different.
You hear them?
Yeah.
Keep thinking, like, coming up behind me. Golden braid.
What's
Nikki?
going on here? There's a statue.
Boosts holy damage negation by the utmost. That's a talisman. Braid of golden hair cut loose. Queen Marika's offering to the grandmother. Boosts holy damage negation by the utmost. What was her prayer, her wish, her confession? There is no one left to answer, and Marika never returned home again. The place she came from before being ascended to Empyrean. Huh. Okay. I guess we're going to learn a little bit more about how she was chosen, or where she came from before.
Holy crap.
Yeah, literally.
Did the horn scent, like, wipe the village of, like, Newman? America was like, hey, yo, F that.
Well, I know that when you're making a new character, one of the classes you can select is Newman.
Is a Newman, yeah.
I don't remember what the description said, except that they were from far away.
Yeah, from another land or something.
Holy damage negation might come in handy to the utmost.
The Newman came from outside the lands between. Same stock as Queen Marika herself. Descendants of denizens from another world. Long lived, seldom born.
Do I have a Newman rune?
You used to. I don't know if you still have one.
What type of item was that?
I don't know. But the flavor text on it was the Newman came from outside the lands between. Same stock as Queen Marika herself.
Okay. Gotcha.
At least from my notes.
It was a consumable for money.
And at the Black Knives, at the Night of the Black Knives, Newman assassins, all women with close ties with Marika.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, that seems to be...
And Marika's hammer was made in lands of the Newman, outside the lands between. She shattered the Elden Ring with
shattering.
it.
Yep.
And Radagon attempted to repair it.
And you see her legitimately hitting it in that first video. And then in the beginning of this DLC FMV as well. Okay. Interesting. Well, it'd be odd if, like, those distant lands were just like, oh, right over here in the middle of the map. You know, it made me think of, like, they came from far away, so I don't know if necessarily...
I mean, yeah, you could say distant land if you're trying to hide that shit, and you're like, yeah, somewhere far away, not where we, like, hid this whole shadow place, don't look there.
So, as you're saying, like, as you're kind of tying the possibility of, like, her to here and stuff because of what we're finding, and I'm like, yeah, that certainly could make sense. Oh, we got some graves. I kind of go like, oh, I thought they were from, like, a land far that we'd never see, you know, so... in any case, this place seems to be quite significant. Yeah, either this was the place, there's no one here, because there no longer is, or for some reason those items made their way over here from where that would be, which makes a lot less sense. So now we have to think about Newman shamans and the possibility that if she comes from the same group of people that were being fucked up by the horn scent,
Yeah.
that her carrying out this cleansing is not just from nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, maybe like, oh shit, my whole area was screwed. Well, fuck this place. Fuck you, horn scent. You mess with my people, and I got no one. So wipe the area.
It was revenge.
Rewenge.
It was revenge in the process. Interesting. Now, did the greater will have any opinion on that? You know? She wanted revenge against... Okay, if we're this is not confirmed, but if we're following the logic that she was amongst those who were being victimized, then she gets ascended to godhood. Is the thought that while establishing this order, we've got to wipe out the old order. Yeah, is the greater will at all, like, specifically in line with, you know, okay, yeah, fuck the horn scent, or is that just America thing? You know? Seek down. Because certainly, if the greater will was like, yo, establish me and a new order, and then she's like, all right, I know where to start.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice. Fast forward.
Yeah, that was odd.
Where are we going?
Rabath's Rise. That's where... that chest was, I think. Keep seeking down. Or we're getting to a rise from the top. Look carefully. Aha.
Okay, well, don't do that.
Or that. Or that. Those messages sure are leading you, though, aren't they?
Yeet a rock. So I guess don't jump on the roof, or
I
else it'll
guess.
send you downwards or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it still costs you a bit of health.
Sadness ahead, but try summoning. Okay.
Rabat's Rise.
Ooh, another night.
Examine puppet.
Oh, you're wearing the armor, but you're not. You usher Anna into Sword Hand of Night Yolan's Spirit Ashes?
Wow.
put the sister into her ashes? Okay.
Does it like change Jolan into Jolan and Anna? Or
Well,
something?
I don't know, but I spent a couple gloveworts on her
Jolan and Anna.
together.
That's sick.
The sisters. Interesting. Well,
Well, good thing you got the ash.
thank God. And I get +10 on that. That's nice. Because that would have
To do it
been
again.
that would have been very mean.
Yeah.
That would have been very mean.
Look at you. Ushered
it.
Anna into Sword Hand of Nice Jolan. Ashes.
And I actually, yeah, I didn't summon yet to see what she's like, but I did max her out. Summons the sisters. Ashen remains. Used to summon spirits of Yolan and Anna, spirits of two sword hands of night, one of them being possessed by Count Ymir's doll, Anna. Together, Yolan's sword and Anna's claws are as bottomless black and penetrate the enemy's guard. Yolan and Anna were born in a cold, dark jail, where they were raised, deprived of light, to be sword hands of night. Thus were they cultivated to become the most terrifying masters of their blades. Though the burden of the deed left their hearts frail and pliant. Doll.
One of them possessed by Count Ymir's doll Anna. The spirit. One of the two spirits is possessed by the doll Anna. What's the name of that dude that was like doing dolls in that weird magic spot?
Well, we're not talking about a different video game, so yeah. In the Carrion Manor, there was the shopkeep up top,
Seluvis's Rise. Seluvis, was that it?
and
Or Pidia? Pidia.
there was him, and then there was also doll stuff with was it Celia? There was the fake bodies with the teacher, the Carrion teacher, but then there was the
Selen.
Selen. Yeah, so there was her, but then Pidia was
The servant,
the creepy
Carrion royal
inside
family.
that cathedral room
Yeah.
that we dropped down on.
In Carrion Manor.
And then I dropped in and we saw his body surrounded by the dolls. So the puppets took out their revenge. So puppets exist and can have, spirits put into them. In fact, Rani did so with her little doll as well. So there's at least 3 examples in the base game. And there were puppets surrounding the Finger Castle, the church.
Oh, really?
Remember the mannequins on duty just marching around?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, with the multiple ones. Yeah.
The Kankuros. So, spirits of two sword hands of night, one of them possessed by Count Ymir's doll, Anna. That sentence is so confusing because usually the doll would be possessed by a spirit. But why is it worded that why is the doll doing the possessing instead of being possessed? I'm getting really confused by that sentence. Together, Yolan's sword and Anna's claws are really, really strong. They were born in a dark, cold jail, and they were raised in darkness to become what they were, probably by Ymir. So, to work backwards here, they were real sisters. He raised them in darkness to become this, Bane.
Yeah.
And then, we only met her alive and well inside the church. She attacked us in the basement. And
Oh, yeah, we were invaded, right?
Invaded,
Does that count as the real one?
It's convoluted.
Yeah.
You never really know.
You never know.
You just, the overall idea was that she fought you somehow, some way, regardless, you know? And they were servants of him, and he was trying to become the new Finger Mother. Right? His goal was to control the fingers and
become the mother of fingers, right?
And like maybe become the new antenna for the greater will. And you had to tell her about her sister after encountering her.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a chance that you could have kept that secret. So instead, I told her, "Hey, I got attacked by Anna and by her sister." And now, after fighting her, because she's defending her master, Ymir, I guess I'm wondering, like, well, now what was the kid's name? Yuri?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Beloved child.
And he died before whatever his project was or his process was able to complete, right?
Yeah, I don't know much about Yuri.
He said that he died before his time, or trying to do something to him, trying to bring back the child by possessing the body of another. Okay. So yeah, I guess then Yolan was born and raised as that, and she stuck around to defend him. And then Anna, at some point, was replaced with a doll. And I guess Yolan didn't know about that. And now, in death, they're both united here.
I see.
And I chose to give her light instead of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay, well, this is not what I'm used to, but this feels good. So that fear and darkness and stuff that we saw her on the ground in was actually just kind of like what she was raised in, and like what she was fearful of, I guess, returning back to.
That's poetic.
Interesting. I wonder how that happened to Anna, and like when and why. And if that has anything to do with Yuri, or if it's just another side thing, because we know 3 things about Ymir. One is Yuri, the other is these sisters, and then the third thing is the Mother of Fingers. Huh. Okay.
Done with the puppet? You can remove Anna.
If you want to go back to being split.
Weird. I'm good.
I guess if you don't like the dual ashes. And there's some stuff down there. Let's see. Well, this is cracked open, but is that going to hurt?
Spell Machinist's Bell Bearing.
Interesting. What do you sell?
Rabat's Great Bolt.
Spell Machinist is such a cool fucking word. So is there a...
Hold on. Is there something? Is there a hole in the wall on this floor? No. Okay. Never mind.
So maybe there's a crossbow to pick up somewhere here? Ah. You gotta wonder about that middle layer, though.
Yeah. Oh, we came from the
Oh.
jump last time.
Oh yeah.
into
Okay.
this
Okay.
room.
So
And there
when I
was an
saw
upper floor.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
top
yeah.
of
Okay,
it.
there we go. When I saw Rabbith's Rise, I was like, oh, wait, I've been there before. And then going in just now, I was like, maybe I was wrong. But no. It was actually where we went. Okay, cool. Nice. And there was a small piece of lore that implied that Yuri was a finger creeper.
Really?
Somewhere in that little church story. Okay.
Oh. I guess we missed that.
All right. So let's see.
What's next?
Great Bridge North Grace.
Not sure.
Not here. Okay. Yeah, that's a grace I didn't find yet. So, let's see.
Not sure where we're going.
Potentially here. What's on the list, by the way?
What is on the list? Well, we had the hill up piece from the hinterlands. We just did that, I guess. Or did we?
Yep. That was it.
Mesmer Fire to the Shadow Root.
Yep.
Ancient Ruins of Ra. Ash of War near Mitter Manor Cliffside. A dungeon in Carol's Grave. Soul Dupe Coffin behind Manor. And so this says you found the abandoned village to the north, but not the Grace, strangely.
Alright. Let me go hit that up. Elak.
Great Bridge.
Path to Ensis. Yeah. Where shit popped off.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And continues to.
What's your back? Wow, that hurt you.
No, that hurt Torrent.
No, you lost some health from the
little
first
bit.
hit, right?
A little bit.
Now the weird symbols.
No need to take that approach again. Was there a drop this way? Oh. One of these.
Larval tear.
Much obliged.
Oh, was there something on the side, on the cliff?
Little path
Yeah,
here.
down that way.
So, by the way, the build is a little different.
I see you got that weird 50-50 catalyst going on, right? Is that the one?
Uh-huh. Revered Spirit Ash, there we go. So, we can now do things that we couldn't do before.
Like Golden Vow?
That's one of them.
Oh, look at this guy. Oh, look at all these spells. You got some faith? Lightning spear. Not a bolt. I thought you were faithless.
Or that.
Okay. New toys, huh?
New toys. So.
The church toy drive.
Larval tier. Massive rework. We changed it up.
Intelligence at 60. Some numbers moved around. Dexterity at 16. And faith at 36.
There you go. Thus, I can equip the Staff of the Great Beyond. I can cast both. And because I can cast both, I can equip both. And that means getting some shit like Impenetrable Thorns, which was a little drop off from near where Mesmer was fought.
Okay.
A little. Ignore that.
Well, what am I seeing?
Nothing important.
Oh, are you working on some new things? Oh, oh, well then. Well, my mind is somewhere else right now.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah, got it. Got it. Whoa, where's that? Got a little pathway going on here.
No attack. Strangely.
Impenetrable Thorns.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Sorcery of those who abandoned the practice of incantations after devout faith rewarded them with only despair. The counter wounds their own flesh using impenetrable thorns grown from the shadow tree, which then sprout from the earth. Can be used repeatedly. The image of the twisted shadow tree is an edict. Denounce their ways, do them harm, for they have abandoned us.
Interesting text at the bottom there. The image of the twisted shadow tree is an edict. Denounce their ways, do them harm, for they have abandoned us. Right? That is, like, very directly antagonistic. And I mean, one, apparently a pretty good spell.
Okay.
So there's that. But that sounds a way less like, hey, we were chilling and then you came along and started fucking with us. And more like, oh, I fucking hate you. And you hate me. And we're going at it because this is for blood. Which, based on running into that little Marika bit just now, we can kind of infer, yeah, both are out at each other's throats for previous atrocities that both committed against each other. Right? hell.
That bottom text looked familiar. It's similar to the one on the Mantle of Thorns that we picked up, which was spurn all that exists, wound all that exists, for we have been abandoned.
Okay.
Also, people were abandoned incantations.
Mantle of
Rewarded.
Thorns.
Yeah.
Is that a helmet?
It is a sorcery of those who abandon the practice of incantations. Similar to that description. It's probably next to it in the list, I guess.
Okay. Because...
Where's the impenetrable thorns? I'm sure it's in the same section. Oh, or not.
Oh, well, it would be actually in
Oh.
incantations, yeah.
Yeah, Mantle of Thorns, sorcery of those who abandoned the practice of incantations.
Okay.
It was right there, apparently.
I think I scrolled past it. Look for the little tab that says it's equipped. Nope, nope, nope. There's a tab. There's a tab.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be in sorceries?
There's a tab. Sorceries.
Yeah.
There's a tab, there's a tab, there's a tab.
So there,
Places
the
on.
right two of them.
Okay, yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, these both hurt you to cast them. So... Okay, yeah, I was confused because I know this required faith. So,
Okay.
this is a sorcery that requires faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I was
That's the thing.
looking
Like,
at the wrong tab. Okay, so same thing for this one. Spurn all that exists, wound all that exists, for we have been abandoned. Denounce their ways, do them harm, for they have abandoned us. Abandoned. That word is interesting because it sounds like we were once on the same side and now you have left. As opposed to fuck you from the jump. You know? That means we used to be together. And now you left me.
Yeah.
So...
The horn scent came for us, and we were doing incantations, and you left us. So, screw this shit. We're going sorcery style.
Well, who is saying that?
The people who were chased and eliminated by the horn scent, perhaps?
Okay, well, if we're having
Like
a little
if-
more minutes.
If new men are being put in pots and stuff.
Yeah. So that's the thing is who are the casters of these spells, these sorceries?
Everyone targeted by the horn scent. Or not everyone. It has to be a particular set of people, right? Those who abandoned the practice of incantation after devout faith were routed them only with despair.
Okay, so who abandoned the practice of incantations after their devout faith rewarded them with only despair. Faith in the same things that the horn scent have faith in? The spiral? Some like faith in what? Because to fast forward, the reason why I'm trying to figure out who's talking here is because the image of the misshapen shadow tree is an edict, right? So, like, in other words, like an instruction. And I would assume that because of that sentence, the people that the people that the text are speaking to are followers of the shadow tree.
Yeah, and they are using these Mantle of Thorns and these, like, sorceries.
Yes, so people who believe in the shadow tree and are of the shadow tree are like, we were abandoned, so fuck those people, go hurt them, destroy their ways, right? People that are on the Shadow Tree side are saying that. So that made me go, oh, the Hornsent are on the Shadow Tree side, and they're against Marika's side. They're against the Order, right? The Golden Order and the and everything Elden. So that's where I was like, oh, is this Shadow Tree Shadow people? Is this like that? This is who we're talking about here?
Could it be that they're not following the Shadow Tree per se, or they're just like, what if they were under Erdtree lands at first, and then everything went bad, and the Hornsent started putting people in pots and everything, and Marika left the area, and they eliminated all the Newmans, and the people that are left are like, yo, I thought Erdtree was going to be a good thing for us, but now we're abandoned in the Shadowlands and we're left to our own devices. So, well, look at this Shadow Tree, this is fucked up. I guess we might as well just be as fucked up too and start eliminating other people and going evil.
Well, it
for lack of a better word.
Yeah, it stands to reason that they, Marika watched her other fellow Newman shaman get jarred by the Hornsent first, and then that hatred was installed before she rose to Empyrean, right? So timeline wise, the Hornsent were being shitty to her people well before she became before she was a god, right? The Erdtree existing prior to that, we know is we talked about how there was Elden Lords before.
Yeah.
So that stands to reason as well. So now, I guess, if we're looking at the idea that they abandoned us, and the people saying this are doing so with the Shadow Tree as the instructions, the image of the Twisted Shadow Tree is an edict, right?
The Shadow Tree in opposition
to the Erdtree, yeah,
with the faith that abandoned them.
So
it's all right, well.
So then it definitely came afterwards, and it definitely is in direct opposition, because fuck that thing.
Yeah.
It's not that this was here first and then you came along and put your new one down, right? Because that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, oh, if the Shadowlands were here first and the lands between, or rather, if the Shadowlands were already
a part of
the lands between, and then now you're covering it up, right?
Why?
Did you stick a tree down that's bright and shiny to cover up what was already there, like the tower? And it's not that now, but more so the Shadow Tree came after the fact. And once upon a time, they were on the same side. We know the Hornsent worship the spiral, the tower, right?
The spiral, yeah.
We
whatever
don't.
That is.
Whatever. We don't know what connection that has to anything else. So we just not have enough. Might not have enough information. But here there were a group of people that lived in the Shadowlands. That were abandoned, and thus they're taking out their anger. Yeah, I guess I'm just the part that I'm struggling, or I'm like, so is Like, I'm like, is this the Newman and the shaman talking about the horn scent prior to everything popping off? Or is...
the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. Who is saying this to who at what time is what I can't figure out from this, you know? It's just still too vague. Okay. Well, in any case, yeah, so now I can build up faith, I can build up int, and do a little bit less damage of both, but overall, shit's gonna hurt, and I can keep building and have a build that will allow me to play more video game and do more fun, because half of the spells in the game are not denied me anymore. So now it's just like, okay, well, which are the ones I want to fuck with, right? So there should be a grace around here, or somewhere nearby. Let's see. Oh, how it hurts from the very tip to toe. Help me, I must ask, am I human still? Is that the reason I yet suffer so? Ah, there we go.
Wow. Untouched.
Okay. So this was here. Alright, so yeah. We got Mesmer's Fire. I can go drop that on the vines and see what happens. Kind of curious to see if that pushes things forward or if it just opens up the door. There.
Anything we should prioritize? I feel like asking Solidus.
Yeah, there's some adventure this way. So in terms of what incantations, I'm like, well, Golden Vow I know has always been a really nice, just like generalized buff. Threw that sumbitch on. These vines seem pretty good, and then I always enjoy a good fucking Gwyn Bolt.
Yeah.
But I've got slots for more as well. So we can just have fun with it. Huh.
What's going on down here?
This is under Ballarat. Ballarat jail.
Huh.
Okay. Let's see what the horn scent we're up to.
That's a lot of cages. Jail population through the roof.
You know what? While I'm at this, let me sit here. And, let's see. So, yeah, this bad boy seems pretty fun. I'll mess around with it. This might, might not stick around, but...
It's fun.
Y'all, I got a whole game's worth of incantations to fucking drop on this. So... If you got any fun ideas...
Ring of Light, oh my god.
Taking suggestions, because it sounds fun. Sonic! Should I put the fucking... Should I put the watch on? Let's play.
Havoc.
I don't know. Bear roar. Yeah.
You got
I
so
don't
many
know.
things.
There's a lot to play with. I can also Sonic Spin. Sonic Spin Dash sounds fun. Well, anyway. Oh yeah, and then all the arcane shit. That's there too. Okay. Boulder toss. Boulder toss.
Whoa.
Sick. And yeah, in light of the build, I gave myself a different helmet.
That gray hair.
Jars.
Yep.
We already know.
Wow. That kind of defied physics.
Yeah, that was goofy. Did you drop open? No.
Acquire materials. More maggots.
Frozen. I guess if they're frozen, then they're not going to be slimy. Also got to get used to how long Golden Vow lasts. Hey!
Oh, okay, that got me.
This looks a lot like the place, the other dungeon, where the meat raviolis were chilling.
What a dodge.
In fact, where on the map was that?
I forget.
It was somewhere else. Anyway. I wonder if its physical location is at all relevant.
What a narrow path.
Look at that range. For just a little prick. It's so funny because I'm sure a lot of people are like used to seeing these and like we're just like new to me.
Yeah.
The whole faith-based game is brand new to me, baby.
Basically a new game.
Yeah, check this shit out.
Wow.
Healing.
That's cheap, Elena. Stone of Grank.
Spinning bead. Ah! Progress.
I'm thinking about those thorns, sorcery incantation BS.
Yep.
Could it be like anyone that was trapped behind after like the lands closed, the Shadowlands closed? Like not only like the populations that were here, like the Newmen, but also like the soldiers, like Mesmer soldiers who are like trapped there.
Oh, those who were sent to cleanse the horn scent and
Yeah.
then were left
Yeah.
behind.
The other spell of thorns was dropped after we beat the ulcerated tree, I think. And that new spell that you got with the thorns, you got it inside some castle?
That was right before Mesmer.
Okay.
So, wait, where?
If it was right before Mesmer, then it could be old soldiers left here and trapped.
Yep. That sounds good. Where was the other one picked up on the
I
notes?
think it's when we beat the ulcerated tree spirit.
In the city.
In the tree worship passage, we found a grace. And then you said no tree worshipping until you're done with the water well. We went to the sunken chapel with the crabs, and we found an ulcerated tree spirit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the soldiers who came in to genocide the horn scent and then were abandoned
Yeah.
and were like, oh well, fuck this.
Yeah.
And Mesmer, who was put there, was also like, you know, Marika was afraid of him and stuff. So
And right after fighting that spell, we found a Fire Knight seal. We were doing the sunken chapel area.
okay, that stands to reason. So they were carrying out their fucked up, like, murdering of everybody, but at some point they stopped getting orders.
And they're trapped. And abandoned.
Was that some point long ago or recent in game timeline? Because, like, was that some point circa shattering, you know? Like, what could that mean, right? Like, what was the reason for them being abandoned? Why did communication stop? Was it like, oh, the two fingers stopped talking to us, so, or rather the greater will stop talking to us, so the entire logistics pipeline breaks down? Or is it more just like, because Marika sucks, you know?
And, like, would it make sense if they felt abandoned and Marika was gone and then she goes back to her village and it's like, oh, there's nobody here?
And then she casts the spell to heal no one and nothing
Yeah.
as just a gesture of what she would want.
Yeah, because the timeline is what, like, messes up with me a lot. Like, what happened when exactly?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe after, maybe before, but then if it was after, then that implies that she came back to the Shadowlands, which I feel like she probably didn't do. She holed up in the Erdtree, right? Well, she switched. She married herself. Then a bunch of wild shit happened. But the point is, she shattered and then dropped herself into the tree and then hasn't been seen since. So I don't know if she would have come back after the shattering.
Oh, please. Not the jaw. Anything but that. I promise. I won't ever do it again. I swear. A living saint I'll surely be. Please, you must forgive me. Forgive me. Please.
But the problem with that is the living part, you see.